Chapter 7 1. Across the gorges, woods, and mountains, the partisans advanced to the Amnok River to cross its waters on their journey back. This journey leads them not to bitter exile, but to a glorious struggle of retribution. The river seems to share their joyful feelings, and on the surface of its deep blue waters, bright silver glimmers greet Korea's warrior sons. The night comes, and beneath its cover, the partisans bind rafts together. The work is drawing to a close, when from the distant hilly slopes there comes a sudden rumbling of artillery. The waters of the Amnok seethe in fury at the explosions of the flying shells. The rattle of machine gun fire is borne upon the wind from far away. The Japanese are hastening their troops to pin the partisans against the Amnok, encircle them, and kill them to a man. Surrounded? The thought roused a sudden terror. Into the river plunged one of the warriors, soon to be followed by another. But instantly 2 shots rang out behind them. Commander Kim's voice called, "Obey my orders!" And only the 2 traitors did not hear him. Their bodies sank beneath the Amnok's waves, and were swept into darkness by the rushing waters. 2. "Calm yourselves, friends," came the command. "Continue with your work." Kim Il-sung worked beside them in the hail of bullets, while a small covering detachment climbed up onto the cliffs commanded by Chol-ho. Then finally the rafts are ready, and the main body of the partisans sets out under the cover of the mist towards the other shore. The Japanese guns roar and rumble, raining down a steely lava, as though some great volcano belching fire had erupted and engulfed the stilly night. 2 partisans were last to leap on board, the very final raft to leave the shore, Chol-ho and his companion Suk-jun. Then came a sudden blast, and Chol-ho fell unconscious, and very nearly tumbled from the raft. 3. Behind them in the mist, the Japanese were shouting. Chol-ho awoke and saw them there. He summoned all his strength into his wounded arm, pulled the grenade out from his belt, and tossed it straight into the enemy throng. The blast was followed by the groans of Japanese. Chol-ho took out the last of his grenades, but then another shell fell on the raft and smashed it into 2. And through the smoke and flame, Chol-ho saw Suk-jun fallen on his back across the barrel of his soldier's rifle. Chol-ho attempts to raise the stricken warrior, but he is dead. Another shell goes whining overhead, another blast. The seething waters rise and cover the 2 partisans forever. 4. The enemy lost heart and halted the bombardment. The rafts all landed on the distant shore, and then a girl's voice called out in the darkness, "Chol-ho! Suk-jun!" The voice belonged to fair Godbun. "Chol-ho! Suk-jun!" called out the voice of the commander, the ringing voice of Kim Il-sung. There was no answer, only the waves smashing against the rafts. 철호, 속준, Godbun called out, despairing. There was no answer to the maiden's call, only the Amnok's waves pounding against the cliffs. 5. Upon the mountain slope beside the cliff, the partisans stand motionless in ranks, and there among them stands their own commander, together with Sun Sun, Godbun, and all the rest. But nowhere in the ranks is there a sign of either Cholho or Sukjun. The warriors gaze in wrath upon their homeland, enveloped in the inky black of night. From the far shore, they still can hear the dull shots of pursuing rifles fired in helpless fury. "Comrades, my friends," said Kim Il-sung, "for months and years we fought the enemy on land that was not ours. But this night we have broken through the cordon of Japanese garrisons to victory on our native soil. Comrades, the enemy is powerful, and we had to return across the Amnok, losing 2 valiant friends along the way, and we do not know where their bodies lie." 6. "My friends and brothers," the powerful voice resumed its steely ring, "although the garrison we crushed last night was very small, the fire we lit there in that town will yet inflame the heart of our poor country, and spark a blaze of struggle and resistance. Although attack was followed by withdrawal, I have no doubt that we shall come again. Long live Korea, homeland, mother!" As he swore loyalty to his homeland, Kim seized his bayonet and raised the blade on high. A forest of rifles sprouted up before him. The partisans all shouted in one voice, "Korea, we shall return. As long as we shall live, the enemy shall not break us. For in our struggle we are not alone. We have support from the land of the Soviets, the hope of the oppressed, the land that will rewrite the book of history. The sword of retribution will destroy the samurai. We shall sweep all the vermin from our country, and our love of our motherland will fan the flames of struggle for liberation. Partisans of volley for our victory in the bloody struggle. Partisans of volley to the memory of the heroes fallen in the sacred struggle. Korea, for your happiness and freedom, for democracy and happiness." The volley thundered out across the mountains and on for 3,000 ri. Epilogue. O Baekdu, sacred mountain, the mountain crests are folded in your hands like the spokes of a fan. Your grey mane floats on high above the clouds, and for thousands of centuries you have seen all that lies there below you. Tell me, in that hour when the dawn arose, and clouds hung thickly in the sky above the bowl of the lake of the heavens. O Baekdu, sacred mountain, who did you greet that dawn? Shaking his snow-white mane, the ancient mountain Baekdu answers thus: "Hearken to my words, and I will speak. The dawn arose upon our land, when the Tuman River was covered over with foam from shells that fell into its waters, and the partisans up on the mountain slopes sent down a hail of fire upon the samurai. The smoke of battle blew around me then, and I forgot my age and became young. I met the Soviet warriors who crushed the marauders in the east and west. I met the leader Kim Il-sung, my own beloved son, so long awaited by Korea's people, their long-awaited conscience, will, and hope, the glory of his ancient homeland. I met my children Sunsun and Gotbun, and at my feet I saw how people wept with tears of joy, pronouncing their new freedom and pronouncing my eternal life. Then tell me, O great Baekdu Mountain, what do you see now when the dawn arrives?" Shaking his snow-white mane, the mountain lord makes answer thus: "Today I see the free Korean people engaging in free labor, the smoke of factory chimneys, fields belonging to the peasants, where abundant harvests ripen, and finally I see our Kim Il-sung, the leader of the Democratic Front. I see the friendly Soviet warriors. Today I gaze on Moran Hill and seem to see there in their millions the free citizens of my native land, unified by a single common dream, the future of democratic Korea. The view is different down at Mount Samgak's feet. Reaction rages, and the mindless face of terror is exposed in all its vileness. But still the voice of the Democratic Front is ever stronger, ever brighter are the green leaves of the pine grove on the southern mountain. Thus speaks the great mountain lord Baekdu, but gazing on the south part of our country, he shudders in a furious rage, seizing the wind from off his icy heights to hurl it into the lake of the heavens, rousing waves that rise up to the sky and fall upon the rocky cliffs, so that their thunder shakes the earth upon its axis. And Baekdu Mountain, shaking his white mane, gazes northwards on beyond the Urals, then turns his gaze beyond the mountains of Kowloon up to the outcrops of the Himalayas, where China is constructing a new life. In wrath, he gazes out to the Pacific, to the land where Mount Fuji stands. Hear me, and I shall speak. Korea is being made anew here, and alien forces cannot halt the process of its building. I proclaim a land of freedom, a land of independence, a land of people. It will be strong as Baekdu Mountain, and reach as high as Baekdu Mountain's peaks, and shine bright as the great lake of the heavens.